Bernard Sanders had to say about all this.
Are you willing to get sufficient Republican support before you would greenlight Democrat attempts to use reconciliation?
The decision to use reconciliation will depend and say.
What is this music, man?
Aiming to admit bipartisanship might not be possible in passing his proposed COVID relief bill. Incoming Senate budget.
Again, like, bipartisanship might not be possible when passing this COVID relief bill. Okay, so what? Why? Why do we care about bipartisanship? We care about bipartisanship for passage, right? For quick passage or swift passage of bills. That's the only reason why we care about it. Why would we care about it just for the sake of bipartisanship? Like, oh, but it's a lot better if it's bipartisan. Like, fuck off. Who gives a shit? The government is supposed to work for you, okay? If it's working for you as intended, then shut the fuck up. Who gives a shit who's passing it?
Committee Chair Bernie Sanders has been leading that charge and joins us now. Good morning, Senator. The Democrats seem prepared to pass Biden's COVID relief package with or without Republican support, which has been shrinking in recent days. Did the president overestimate the appetite for bipartisanship?
Look, Martha, we all want bipartisanship, and I think you're going to see more of it as we move down the pike. You're going to see bipartisanship on infrastructure. There are a lot of Republicans who are outraged by the high cost of prescription drugs in this country. We pay 10 times more than other countries do for certain drugs. We are going to look forward to working with Republicans. But right now, this country faces an unprecedented set of crises. We have families who are watching this program right now who cannot feed their kids. We have millions of people who face eviction. We are in the midst of the worst pandemic in 100 years. We have got to act, and we have got to act now. And we just don't have.
Senator, you said you can't reach out to Republicans indefinitely, and Democrats should use the majority. But this morning, we're hearing 10 GOP senators have a new plan. So is it a mistake for Democrats to consider abandoning bipartisanship negotiations?
Oh, no. Is it a mistake for Democrats to abandon bipartisanship? Like, what is this question, man? What the fuck is this question? It's so fucking cringe. You, madam, are doing a cringe, okay? You are being cringe, madam. Please stop.
Bipartisan, why don't we unite and bipartisan some bitches and fussy?
No, seriously, dude. Yeah, why don't you bipartisan some bitches is the right fucking, is the right retaliation here. It's so dumb. It's like, talking about bipartisanship for the sake of bipartisanship is so fucking stupid, dude. It's about the issues, and Bernie will describe it perfectly.
Martha, the issue is not, bipartisanship. We're not. The issue is, are we going to address the incredible set of crises and the pain and the anxiety which is in this country? You know what? I don't care what anybody says. We have got to deal with this pandemic. We have got to make sure that we are producing the vaccines that we need and get those vaccines into the arms of people. We cannot have children in America going hungry, people being evicted, schools not open. We need to open our schools in a safe way. That's what we have to do. So the question is not bipartisanship. The question is addressing the unprecedented crises that we face right now. If Republicans want to work with us, they have better ideas on how to address those crises. That's great. But to be honest with you, I have not yet heard that.
Does your party have the votes to pass the relief package through the reconciliation process if you decide to go that route?
Yeah, I believe that we do, because it's hard for me to imagine any Democrat, no matter what state he or she may come from, who doesn't understand the need to go forward right now in an aggressive way to protect the working families of this country. Look, all of us will have differences of opinion. This is a $1.9 trillion bill. I have differences and concerns about this bill, but at the end of the day, we're going to support the President of the United States, and we're going to come forward, and we're going to do what the American people overwhelmingly want us to do. The polling is overwhelming. Republicans, Democrats,
Senator, you say you're confident
trouble.
about the Democrats, but I saw Joe Manchin from West Virginia this weekend, and he has made remarks after watching Kamala Harris being interviewed about this relief package, saying, no one called me about that. We're going to try to find a bipartisan pathway forward. I think
she's like, she won't let it go. Like, she won't let it go. It doesn't matter. It is completely inconsequential. Okay, this notion that like we need Republicans from across the aisle to come on board with this is inconsequential. It's insignificant, and the only reason why we're having a conversation around it is specifically to again play the role that the media is playing in normalizing the Republican Party. Democrats are trying to normalize the Republican Party as well, and that's why this is happening. But the Republican Party is not normal. And the next story after this video that I'm going to get to around Marjorie Taylor Greene and how Republicans are operating around this person who's like a fucking QAnon freak who believes in like Jewish space lasers that are responsible for the California wildfires or who wanted to execute Nancy Pelosi is basically the greatest representation that the Republican Party should not be normalized, are not normal. They are going to go increasingly more unhinged because that's what their base is. And that's what they are expected to do. Okay? They don't want to get fucking primaried by even a more radical Republican, so they have to portray themselves as psychos. There is no honesty or decency or moral compass within the professional Republican Party where they will do the right thing by virtue of doing the right thing. There's no doing the right thing, okay? Corporations or corporate executives have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to maximize profit for them, okay? And Republicans believe that they have a similar responsibility to their constituents to be as unhinged as possible. Doesn't matter what the consequences are. Doesn't matter what the outcome is. Just look at it from that point of view, okay? Think about it like that. Like, Republicans have to be fucking sick freaks. So stop trying to work with these people who are literally like, I don't care. I don't care. I am not going to do your bidding. I'm not going to be normal. Like, it's like that meme of the mom with the kid fucking freaking out in the background. And the mom's like, why can't you be normal for once? That's the Republican Party. People are saying, like, be normal for once. And they're like, no! No! It only took them, what, 4 weeks to forget that, like, an insurrection happened? Every single one that was like, yeah, Donald Trump should be punished for this is now turning around and being like, oh, actually, we were just kidding. You guys are fucking pieces of shit for even wanting to impeach Donald Trump. You're just, I guess you're, like, jealous of him because he's sexy. Like, fuck you. 4 weeks, man. 4 fucking weeks. We just ended the month of January. And already Republicans have forgotten about the hog insurrection that occurred. So there is no normal. Stop trying to normalize Republicans. I keep saying this over and over again. Stop trying to normalize Republicans, okay? And this goes out to the fucking media too.
I think we need to do that. We need to work together. That's not a way of working together. Are you still confident?
Yep, I am absolutely confident. I'll tell you also why. Joe Manchin is a chairman. I'm a chairman. Democrats have majority because of the fact that we won 2 seats with great candidates in Georgia. And obviously, those candidates won the support of the people of Georgia. But that campaign, in many ways, was a national campaign. And what those candidates said is, yes, we are going to provide checks of $2,000, $1,400 on top of the $600. Yes, we're going to extend unemployment benefits. Yes, we are going to address the needs of working families. The entire Democratic Party came together behind the candidates in Georgia. We made promises to the American people. And if politics means anything, if you're going to have any degree of credibility, you know what? You can't campaign on a series of issues and then after the election, when you get power, say, oh, well, you know what? Change it our mind. That's not the way it works. We made promises to the American people. We're going to keep those promises.
And Senator, speaking of Georgia, I want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. We've been talking about her this morning. Do you believe she's fit to hold office, and should she be on the Education Committee?
Look, I think the idea that you're talking about members of the U.S. House of Representatives are talking about violence, that is, it is almost beyond comprehension. And I think this is something the Republican Party has got to deal with. Look, I'm not, going to give the Republicans advice. They don't want my advice. But ultimately, they will continue being a conservative party that believes in democracy, or an authoritarian party based on big lies, conspiracy theories, and in fact, a movement toward violence. And I hope the Republicans make the right decision and come down on the side of democracy.
And Senator, we only have about 15 seconds left, but there was a big story this week about the Robinhood app and GameStop. Some of your colleagues were very critical of Robinhood's decision to block its users from purchasing more GameStop stock on Thursday. What do you say to them? What do you think needs to happen quickly?
Everybody's talking about Robin Hood, but meanwhile, all they're doing is robbing the hood, believe me. That's right.
Thanks to 5 months with this Kuma, I
Well,
was able
in
to
one
make a good
sentence,
political
I have
take
long
that impressed
believed
an old
that the
crush.
business model
Thank
of
you,
Wall
Hasan
Street is
Hass.
fraud.
Hi,
I
Jeff.
think we have to take a very hard look at the kind of illegal activities and outrageous behavior on the part of the hedge funds and other Wall Street players.
Okay, thanks very much. Very succinct. Appreciate it.
Hi, everyone.
Oh my God, that's so loud.